A lot has been happening as the Iran-US war continues to evolve. And right on cue, we just hit a shocking new low in Iran. If you've been following the chain of events surrounding the Iran-US war, then you already know how things have been spiraling over the last 2 weeks or so. The MOU is no more. Iran continues to fire on ships in the Strait of Hormuz. There are new UK MTO attack notifications almost every day. Now we see reports of a shocking event involving the French embassy in Tehran. More worrying, there is another reason that NATO could become involved. We have daily attacks or retaliation, with Iran launching missiles and drones at surrounding countries. It started out as attacks on American military installations and moved on to Iran hitting civilian infrastructure. Iran has attacked a water distillation and power facility in Kuwait over the weekend. I'm sure you can guess that water distillation is a primary source of fresh water in the Middle East. Without those water facilities, drinking water gets much harder to come by. Water was not Iran's only target. Iran also targeted a Kuwaiti power station, causing a large fire that damaged multiple generators at the facility. They also bombed what is described as a vital oil facility, also in Kuwait. The damage is said to be heavy. Not to leave anyone out, an oil refinery in Bahrain was also hit over the weekend. A quick check of the market shows that the price of oil is up again as of the making of this video. It goes without saying that gas prices are already heading back up as well. Quick question. Are you already seeing the prices of gas go back up in your area? Let me know in the comments, and let me know where you are so we can get a better picture of what the prices look like nationwide. Several U.S. service members lost their lives over the weekend. They were killed in an attack by Iran on Jordan. Sadly, another American service member was lost in Iraq while disposing of an Iranian drone. After the American fatalities over the weekend, President Trump said that he had ordered the U.S. military to, quote, open the gates of hell. President Trump further responded as he took to Truth Social and vowed that, quote, every time Iran kills an American soldier, they will pay for that killing many times over. Something tells me that this isn't the last time that we will see similar reports. Iran said that there will be no more tit for tat. This comes from the former IRGC commander-in-chief. He goes on to say that, quote, if war continues, America will pay more than ever before. Trump has become a laughingstock. We will make him unwelcome in his own country and brand him a germ of corruption. He did not elaborate on how Iran plans to make this happen. If I had to guess, this is a similar plan that Iran has had all along. Stop the flow of oil and try to strangle the global economy. That seems to be the tactic that Iran thinks will force the world to give in. Monday morning, we saw posts of a 10-day ceasefire proposal. This proposal was made in hopes of finding a way to restart negotiations between Iran and the U.S. The Hormuz report said that part of the proposal was the reopening of 2 shipping lanes through the Strait of Hormuz. The same post also said that Iran said no. The proposal was rejected by an advisor to Iran's negotiating team and said that the response was, quote, don't even think about it. This is right in line with previous statements from Iran that said that they will no longer negotiate as long as the U.S. continues to threaten Iran. The U.S. has also rejected this proposal. If we stay on the current path, there will be no peace. As a matter of fact, we could be heading to a larger conflict than you may realize. The Hormuz report posted that Iran is seriously considering a ground incursion into Kuwait in an attempt to seize a U.S. base. This is according to a prominent Iranian journalist and a former foreign minister. I'm not even going to try to pronounce either name. The goal would be to seize a U.S. base in order to kidnap American service members to be held hostage in Iran. The foreign minister goes on to say that no political border will be safe and Tehran would switch to a full-scale offensive if the U.S. keeps hitting them. This may be only the first of Iran's ambitious plans, seeing that open source intel posted that the IRGC Navy is sending a warning to the U.S. forces in the area. The warning is that those forces are approaching, quote, 0 hour. The post says that the IRGC is claiming that American naval movements are under constant surveillance. There's no further clarification that I have seen, but it sounds like the RGC is thinking about taking a run at the U.S. Navy. It might just be me, but I don't think that's the best of plans. The whole "don't touch our boats" memes exist for a reason. If that one wasn't clear enough, how about this one? I think that Iran might not realize exactly how much of a bad idea either plan would probably be. They certainly don't know how bad things would become if they managed to make it out of an attack on an American base with hostages. As of July 21st, there are reports of Iranian forces moving towards the Kuwaiti border. It is certainly currently unclear if this is preparation for an attack on Kuwait. If Iran is getting ready to go through with this plan, it is worth remembering what happened the last time someone invaded Kuwait. There have been reports of the U.S. hitting not just the coast, but further inland as well. This sounds like laying the groundwork for an amphibious assault. No, I don't know that for a fact, but that's what it suggests to me. If the administration is thinking along those lines, then I suspect that if Iran kidnaps American service members to use as hostages, then Iran would be sealing the deal. And if that isn't bad enough, what would happen if Iran did touch our boats? If Iran wants to make the biggest mistake possible, then what are the chances that they might try to go after one of the carriers? Don't get me wrong. I think that would be the quickest way for the IRGC to find the bottom of the ocean, but I don't know that we are dealing with rational people. But they do have hypersonic missiles. Would that be a real danger to the U.S. fleet? I don't know. That unknown may just persuade Iran to find out for themselves. If they are successful, the Iranian celebration probably wouldn't last very long. If Iran hadn't followed that line of thought, what if they do somehow manage to sink an American aircraft carrier? Others have.
There's no clear defense against a hypersonic missile. The Iranians have them. They've purchased them from the Chinese. They've also purchased them from the Russians. Well, we're not sure that we can defend against an Iranian supersonic missile. We've all studied the Gulf of Tonkin. We've all studied 9/11. We've all studied Pearl Harbor. If the Iranians actually do sink an aircraft carrier, you're right. It's World War III. Because the Israelis are going to jump in immediately. The Israelis are itching to use nuclear weapons, especially against Iran.
I think he is on the right track with his thinking about the consequences. I don't know about Israel automatically nuking Iran, though. I can see others piling in on one side or the other, dragging the world into a state of war that would make the last one look like child's play. Either way, it would be escalation that would rapidly spiral out of control in a way that would make us long for the limited action that we're seeing right now. There is enough escalation to go around as things stand. The Houthis have declared a naval blockade against Saudi Arabia. That's not even the thing that shocked me. The Houthis have declared that any commercial vessel bound for Saudi ports or in any way associated with the Saudi Arabia will be destroyed or hijacked. They're directly targeting the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. Saudi Arabia is one of the world's largest energy exporters, as I'm sure that everyone is aware. This could have the effect of further starving the world of oil. I don't think that global collapse is the Houthis' goal. They just want to inflict damage on Saudi Arabia. Iran, on the other hand, could very well be a different story. Iran is holding the Houthis' leash, after all. I think we are coming up on a point where they become the proverbial kid that just wants to watch the world burn. Just to prove that point, there was shocking news yesterday that Iranian security detained and interrogated 2 staff members of the French embassy in Tehran. The reports are that at least one of the 2 were also beaten while being held. Understandably, the French are not too happy with all this and say that there will be consequences. I don't remember ever seeing anything like this in modern times. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. This is a shocking disregard of diplomatic immunity. This tells me everything that I need to know about Iranian diplomacy. Diplomatic officials are not safe in Iran. Everyone should have known this already. Or has someone forgotten about the U.S. Embassy being violently taken over and Americans held hostage in 1979? This attack on French embassy staff may just have the effect of convincing NATO that Iran is a threat to the world. If the attack on the French embassy staff isn't enough to get NATO's attention, this might just do it. As I was about to start filming this video, I saw a new report from C-14. Iran is threatening Bulgaria. Iran is saying that if Bulgaria allows the US to use its territory for operations against Tehran, it would amount to, quote, complicity in aggression. Bulgaria is a NATO member, so if Iran were to move against Bulgaria, that would be justification to start the ball rolling on invoking Article 5 of the NATO treaty. Iran has to know that. It's starting to look like Iran may actually want a wider war. If NATO becomes involved, that could very well be World War III. Iran could be counting on Russia, China, and others to come in and aid them in the event that NATO gets involved. That would be an absolute worst-case scenario at this point. It is clear that things are ramping up. The war continues to threaten the wider Middle East. We are rapidly approaching a point of no return if we haven't passed it already. Be sure to subscribe so that you won't miss anything as this situation develops.